Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5 tonight. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
And I'm Whitney Ward. We do start with big news out of Washington, D.C. tonight. One of President-elect Donald Trump's controversial picks for his cabinet has now withdrawn his name from consideration. And just a short time ago, the president-elect nominated Florida's former Attorney General Pam Bondi to be his replacement. One day after meeting with senators on Capitol Hill, former Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz abruptly announced that he has withdrawn his name from consideration. Gaetz, who had been the subject of a House ethics investigation, wrote on social media that his confirmation was unfairly becoming a distraction. While Gaetz was a congressman, the panel was investigating allegations that he attended sex parties and had sex with a 17-year-old minor. CBS News has learned the committee did obtain Venmo records showing Gaetz paid two women up to $10,000 over 27 payments. Gaetz has denied all wrongdoing. Idaho lawmakers have had their eyes on programs promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI. So now the state's Board of Education is looking at possibly doing away with DEI at every public university. KREM 2's Shannon Mowdy is here to explain tonight. Shannon?
Yeah, through legislation, we have seen the targeting of DEI within Idaho's higher education system, and now the state's Board of Education is looking into a resolution that could do away with DEI offices and programs entirely. Inside a Boise boardroom,
we have those hard conversations.
Idaho's education leaders are taking a hard look at a new course of action. Changes could be on the way for the state's public colleges and universities, eradicating programs for diversity, equity, and inclusion.
This is not about removing support where people need it, but organizing it such that all students have access to all. It's really an inclusionary point of view.
The Board of Education is considering adopting this resolution, which states institutions shall ensure no central office, policy, procedure, or initiative is dedicated to DEI. That could close DEI offices and centers at 4 universities, including the University of Idaho.
Word equity, diversity, and inclusion, I feel like people think you need to be diverse just to be a part of these organizations. I look at these offices more as equalizers.
Students and alum like Ismael Mendoza, who spoke to our sister station KTVB early this year, 100%. Say DEI programs aren't about excluding other students, but the perception of exclusion or segregation.
In other words, diversifying and segregating groups
has prompted lawmakers like Senator Scott Herndon to propose legislation barring such initiatives in higher ed.
So that's not how you get to equal treatment. The way you get to equal treatment is basically have a level playing field.
As of last month, a legislative task force is looking into DEI within Idaho's colleges. University of Idaho student Andrea Morales says she would have been lost without it.
These programs not only cultivated a sense of belonging for me at the university in a place where I feel like I see very little representation.
At least one board member worries the language may mean unintended cuts.
So what I'd hate to see here is that this language is interpreted in a way where we get rid of stuff that really makes it different for students. So what I would ask is that we really vet this language with our presidents and ask them, all right, if this is the language, what changes on your campus?
Even though no action's been taken, Idaho State University is already restructuring its diversity and gender resource centers, now considered student support services, called the Office of Equal Opportunity and Title IX. Again, there has been no decision or action on this resolution yet, but it will also have to go through a committee before coming to the Education Board for a final vote. Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News.
All right, Shannon, thank you very much. This afternoon, there was a protest at Gonzaga University.
We will not stop, we will not rest, expose, divest.
GU students, faculty, and staff organized this protest to call on the university to divest from weapons manufacturers profiting from the war right now between Israel and Hamas.
They're also calling for the school to stand in solidarity with the people of Palestine. Dozens of students turned out today.
Our demands are clear: divest from weapons manufacturers and withdraw from the Inland Northwest Consortium.
Protesters singled out Boeing as one of the companies they say uses money from university investments to build and ship bombs.
And we do have some sad news to tell you about tonight out of Meade High School. A student was killed today when his car crashed into a tree on West Rudder Parkway. It happened this morning at North Dorset Road, not far from the Kalispell Country Club in Spokane County.
The school confirmed it was a student driving and said out of respect for the family, no further information would be released right now. A school counseling team will be available to support students in the coming days.
All right, we are almost to the weekend. Before we get there, though, it sounds like we need to expect more rain.
Yeah, Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Lagoud joining us now. Jeremy, a lot of people will be hitting the road for the holidays, so what can they expect in the coming days?
Well, I think we wind up getting a little bit of snow over Snoqualmie Pass early tomorrow, and then it's on and off, but most of what falls thereafter is going to be rain. Elsewhere, it's just a lot of rain, even if you're heading over to Montana. 42 degrees is where we currently sit, and that's all thanks to a strong southerly flow. We have not one but two storms we're watching, and how they interact plays a big role in what we wind up seeing. There's our low off the coast, here's our next low moving in, and with that southern low pushing up, we are going to get widespread rain and warmer temperatures in the coming days. There's our afternoon round of showers we talked a lot about yesterday. As it moves out, we brace ourselves for what's coming. Heavy rain early tomorrow morning. We wake up to it. Notice the Cascades starts out as snow, but it likely starts transitioning into rain by, I would say, 9 a.m. over the Cascades. For us, take a look at even Lookout Pass, coming down as rain as those temperatures continue to climb. Snow levels go from around 4,000 feet to we'll just say over 5. We'll say over 5 because I don't really want to think about how high they're going to go, which means mountain passes will likely all be a bit of rain throughout the day tomorrow.